Welcome back to the Retro Digital Rolodex. Today, we're going to hang out with the 1692 again. And I went and got a bunch of new software from well, not new, but new to me, software and games from the thrift store. And I thought I'd share a couple today. So today we are going to install on the 1692. Let's start with this one. John Deere American Farmer. A classic here. Madden 2003. And before the days of Google Maps or even Mapquest, if you remember that, for that matter, we have what's called Rand McNally's Route Planner. So this is it says users, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm guessing you can plan routes, but it says user's guide. I'm guessing that's what this is. Okay. We'll have a look at that too. So to start, I really want to try the route planner. I just want to see what it would have been like to buy software to plan your trips before the days, of the internet of today, or even MapQuest, because when that came out, that was awesome. You could print out your directions. Remember that? So let's get started here. Actually, get this out of the way. There we go. All right. Let's have a look at the condition of the disc. It looks like it was never used. Literally, maybe once. So no need to clean it. Let's have a little look at the user's guide, which I'm guessing is what this is. I find it funny that they printed on the cover of the CD. Like, I don't know. To me, that's a little off-putting, but you would just assume this was a user's guide. Let's have a look at what it all entails here. So, okay. We got some color pictures and things of like the menu screens and stuff like that. Kind of basics of how to plan your route. Looks like it has built-in maps. This is going to be cool. Not a whole lot, though. I mean, this is really straightforward instructions. Get construction and weather information from the web. I mean, that would have been mind-boggling in 1997. So we're looking at 1997 software here. Minimum requirements, Windows 95, IBM PC 80486 or compatible, 8 megabytes of RAM, a double seed CD-ROM or faster. We got a DVD-ROM. I think we're going to be okay there. And then, of course, internet features require a compatible browser and internet service provider. And it gives you a bunch of junk to how to set up, but we're just going to auto run. I'm pretty sure that'll exist on this CD. We unfortunately, of course, won't get to look at the internet features of this software because I don't have internet connection. There should be an auto run. I'm assuming. We'll see. Maybe not. Find my trusty mouse here. The main reason for going thrifting where me and my girlfriend went was because we were really looking for a Compaq mouse. A black Compaq Rollerball PS2 mouse. Would have been awesome to find. I didn't find not that I not only not find the Compaq mouse, I didn't find any mice anywhere. Mice of any kind. So that was kind of unfortunate and sad to see. So no auto run popped up. I'm having a little mouse trouble here. Hold on. There we go. So maybe we'll have to run this the old-fashioned way. If all else fails, there's instruction guide right here. So I'll just do it the MS-DOS way. want to make sure you can see this a little bit. I do apologize. I want to make things eventually as I get settled into my new place here coming up. I'll have much better video equipment to hopefully record things on this with, and just in general. It did find the route planner CD, so that's a plus. There we go. We are running setup. Bring us a little bit closer here. There we go. Okay. Ooh, so we can do the typical or the compact. We'll definitely do typical. I should probably start doing compact and like not installing full games, because before I know it, this hard drive is going to be full. It's not like I got a gig or anything on here, or even close. So actually, that's not true. I think I have six gigs. So maybe I'm okay. I'll have to double check. Randy McNally route planner. All right. We'll definitely create the directory. And we'll install. Let me turn off this so you can see it a little bit better. I really wish it would, you could see what was going on better. We'll let this install and we'll be right back. All right. All right. We are installed here. And there it is. All right. Let's plan a route. Let's see. I'm originally from, Moorhead, Minnesota, but we'll say Fargo, North Dakota, because it's the sister city and it's bigger, and I'll be able to find it on here, no sweat. Let's do Fargo to New York. So we'll go in with that kind of a mindset. Oh, this is cool. So you got your trip guide. You got an explorer guide, explore attractions and accommodations in a city, state, or region. The trip guides can plan a complete trip step by step. You get your profile guide, which is to specify and save your travel preferences. You can register online. Road Sense, some trademarked thing here called Road Sense, which is a new tool to find the most practical route. Then you got your McNally online and your view map. Well, let's just view map and see what it looks like. Oh, this is great. So the map is ever present. There we go. We can zoom in. Oh, it's so old school. You got to use all these direction things to move around. Oh, wow. I just brought up every interstate known to man on here for 1997, that is. So let's plan a trip. All right, our origin will be perfect. It does auto-populate a list for you to choose from. So we'll do Fargo, North Dakota. Let's go to New York. It's somewhere I really actually want to go. I've never been to New York. To New York. We'll do round trip. Oh, this is cool. So you can select one way or round trip. You can add in stops along the way and stops along the way back. And you can do by quickest, shortest, most scenic. And then you can also do it by order of stops, the best, or order of entry. That's kind of cool. So we'll just, where do we want to stop? We want to stop somewhere. Let's do Minneapolis. We'll do Minneapolis, Minnesota. Adds it to the list. Let's do Statue of Liberty. Let's try like not a place, you know what I mean, more of a destination. So Statue of Liberty. National Monument, New York. We want to go there. This is really cool. And let's say on the way back, we just won't put anything for the sake of time. There's detailed settings. Wow. Let's just do let's do the most scenic route. Let's calculate. It is calculating. I just got some sort of error saying Windows cannot use the display settings you chose. Okay. I don't know what that meant, but I'm pretty sure we have our route here. So let's have a look. So not only does it map out the directions, see if I can get to the map here. You can also budget your costs. I mean, I'm sure this all exists within Google Maps. I've never looked, but I bet you could get more detail, like maybe if you wanted to. But this is really cool. Tells you the trip time will be 10 days. The drive time will be 84 hours. You're going to go 3,843 miles. That's with the stops included. And then you could add in your costs and track it. I guess if you had a laptop or if you wanted to do it all beforehand and, guesstimate, you could do that. Really cool. All right. Our next game is going to be a little Madden 2003. Now, I don't think it's going to play this game, but this game didn't come out too many years after this machine came out, so it should work. In theory. Not much going on here. We just got the Madden 2003 cover, and then an ad for NBA Live 2003 with total player control. Although this was when sports games were getting pretty awesome, in my opinion. All right. Oh, yikes. Looks like we need the CD key, which I have. I think it took it. We're definitely going to do custom on this one. And we're going to copy the whole game. The only problem is I am unable to select the button to hit submit, which is, there we go, really bizarre. I had to drop or hide the taskbar just to get to it. And here we go. On the back here, what's interesting is it looks like it gives you all the control summaries for if you were to hook up a controller, which in this case looks like a generic PS1 style controller. It's not even that. If you look closely, it's like this weird EA Sports controller. Definitely mocking that of a PS1. A non-DualShock PS1 controller, that is. Which I have. Not for a PC. I did almost buy a joystick for this computer, a serial port style joystick. But it was a really cool Microsoft joystick, pretty basic, but it just was disgusting. You know what I mean? It like 50 little kids with chocolate covered hands just went to town on it, and I just thought, no matter how bad I clean this thing, it's just not going to look like it did the day it was bought, or even close to being just something I even wanted. Even for the low price, I thought I can do better. So I did find a side-wider joystick, but they wanted like $20 for it, and I thought, what a rip. And it was a USB. I really want a serial port style joystick for this computer, or more or less a serial port style controller would be amazing. So that'd be really cool. I do have Madden 2002 on my Nintendo 64, which I actually played recently. It's still fun. Doesn't hold up as well as like. I mean, I'd rather play like NFL Blitz on an N64. Madden 2002 was the last Madden game to come out for the N64, so this came out. This is the next edition of Madden after that. I mean, of course, for PC, so it should have obvious improvement. Football games were never the greatest, like ones that were meant to be serious simulators, in my opinion, on N64. I never really got into them. I always liked the more like midway style sports games, like for example, like or Blitz, or just anything of that nature. There was just better ways to play those kind of games. I'm guessing Madden 2002 came out for PC, and I'm betting it's a lot better than what the N64 could offer. But it was fun still. It was still fun to play. When I first saw that game, it was at a friend's house, and it did blow me away at the time when it first came out. I thought, wow, I can't believe the N64 looks that good. It's a little dated now, but it still is definitely the best football simulator, in my opinion, if you want to be like a serious football simulator. Blitz and Blitz 2001 are pretty awesome, though. I really like Blitz. I like both of them, but yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun with those games. A lot of good memories. The other game I really enjoyed on the N64, which I have for Dreamcast, and man, is it an improvement, is Hydro Thunder. Great game. I did play Hydro Thunder Hurricane on the Xbox Live version when that came out for the Xbox 360. That I played the heck out of that. That was a really, really cool game. And then a game came out in the arcades that was kind of like its unofficial sequel called, I think it was H2 Overdrive. Wow, that was sick too. That was really cool. That was basically Hydro Thunder Hurricane, except it was in an arcade, which was Whenever I see that machine to this day, I still play it. I think it's awesome. There's a movie theater in town that has it, and I'll drop a few quarters in that thing every time I'm there. It's a really good time. This game may take a while, so we will be right back. So, Madden was a failure. I have tried to load this 3 times, and it gets stuck on the same play data.dat file where the CD-ROM the light goes permanent and nothing happens. Yeah, there's just, maybe if I let it go, maybe that's just how long it takes. I doubt it. I don't blame the computer. I think it just might be the disk. So we're going to give up on this one. Give it one more check. Yeah, I see nothing. So I'm going to bail, unfortunately, on that one. If it ever lets me have the disc back. There we go. A bit unfortunate. I really did want to give this a try, but I mean, not a deal breaker. Not my favorite game or anything. I just wanted to try a sports game on this computer. I'm not done giving this a shot, though. I'm definitely going to try to fix the disc or something and see what's going on. Just so we don't end on a low note, let's give the John Deere American Farmer game a try. This one looks pretty good. A couple of scratches, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Much better. Much, much better. All right. Now, here's something funny. When I took the disc out, I immediately noticed this. And I don't think this is supposed to be in there. I think this is a separate game that is called John Deere Welcome to Merryweather Farm. And it's definitely a little kid's game. So if the reason I don't believe this belongs here is because this case is not a dual disc case. And this is just sitting behind it. So I'm guessing this does not belong. And plus it has no mention anywhere in this case of this. So I think this is a freebie that I'm probably not even going to bother with because it looks like a kid's game. Maybe one day I'll just install it to see what it is, but interesting. All right, let's have a look at the manual here. So we got our manual here. On the back, we have a ad for In Fisherman PC game. This game did come out in, I believe it was 2001? Nope. Oh, wow. This is 2004. So a bit newer than I expected, actually. Really, really basic, boring manual here with absolutely nothing but a quick introduction, how to install, system requirements, some defunct phone numbers for tech support, I'm sure. I don't know if Bold Games is around anymore. But this is just definitely one of those licensed product games that is probably going to be terrible. That being said, let's play it. Here we go. I can't imagine this taking too long to install. If I had to guess, I'm guessing this is one of those games where you start a farm and you make money so you can buy more John Deere stuff. I'm betting that sounds about right. Now, this is kind of funny because this is before the days of like Farm Simulator, where I don't know if you've looked into that stuff, but there's like Farm Simulator 15, and that is a big deal for a lot of people, I guess, because they make this like $300 controller where you can, drive a tractor with this huge controller sitting in front of you, which is just crazy. There's also speaking of big controllers, I can't remember what that game was. It was for the regular Xbox. It was a mech game, and I never played it, but it's pretty notorious for having that crazy 3-piece controller in front of you. It's huge, so you can control a mech. It has all the gears and functions. I wish I could think of it. What was that game? Steel Battalion. I think it was called Steel Battalion. I don't know. Somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that looked awesome. I think they made a Steel Battalion 2 that didn't involve the controller, but I think it got like horrible reviews. But man, when I just seeing that controller, I wanted that so bad. But there was no way I was going to invest in the money then, or even now, because now I think it's even more, if not the same price, to just get your hands on one of those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. I believe it is called Steel Battalion for the regular Xbox, and it was just this one-of-a-kind style controller that, it sat in front of you like a control room. It was so cool. I'd love to play one day. The thing that deterred me from getting it was that I hadn't discovered it till long after the Xbox was out. And I knew investing that money would have been a waste because it's one of those things where after you play it for so long, it probably loses its interest or fun. And I don't think it was even worth it to try because to drop $150, $200 at the time, I think it might have gone up in price since then. I can't even imagine spending that kind of money on something like that. Maybe one day if I have nothing better to do and I find one on a good deal, I'll just set it up in my office and just have a corner dedicated to Steel Battalion. Of course, I'd have to get a regular Xbox again because I no longer have one of those. But I guess my parents still have one. I could fly up there with it and play there, I guess. However, their Xbox is not hooked up. I did make them keep it, though. I had to. I'm pretty sure I made them keep a Super Nintendo as well. But I'll have to do some digging on that next time I'm there. Kind of anxious to see what this is all about. We are almost installed here. I haven't had any install issues since that first video I did. I don't know what it was that was causing all those errors, but I was able to successfully install every game that I couldn't install in that first video. It was really bizarre. So let's give this a try. Do need to install DirectX here. So we'll do that quick. If it installs, oh my God. I was like, no. That would have been 1 for 3, and that would have been awful. The only thing I got to install was a route planning software platform, which I can't wait to mess with. This is something where, like, when I was a kid and I got to finally have the Windows 95 computer in my room, because we had the Windows 98 computer in the office, and I was the oldest, so I got that privilege. Like, to have this on there would have just been mind-bogglingly cool to see. Like, because this kind of stuff you only saw in the movies when you saw like a map. I mean, you got to think back to the mid to late 90s here, more like late 90s, about 99, actually 99, 2000 is about the time. To have had this on a computer, it would have been like the stuff you saw in James Bond in the movies to me, because that's the kind of stuff I wish I could have done. You got to remember, the internet there was no Google Maps, there was no Google Earth yet. You know, we were just before all of that started to become standard. And before we even had Google Maps, like I said, we had like Mapquest is what I used in high school to get around everywhere. And I thought it was so awesome to be able to print off directions and have them with me as I drove around, and thought, yeah, I can't get better than this. Now look at my phone, just can tell me where to go, which the future. But I mean, even to have had this like on a computer when I was younger, I mean, it would have blown my mind. So, and this still kind of blows my mind, the features involved in this. It's just really cool what they were doing at the time. So I'm really glad I found this. I found a whole bunch of other software too that we're going to check out as well in other videos. All right, we successfully installed DirectX. Now I'm just hoping, there we go, that was going to pop up, the play button. Let's give this a whirl. Just kind of see what it's all about. Pretty sure we got to restart the computer. I'm going to follow its advice. Something went wrong. Said John Deere has to now close. Try restarting your computer. Well, okay. Why not? Otherwise, this will be really unfortunate. Okay, cool note about this computer that I realized was I had it unplugged and noticed it stayed on. You know, to test the power, I thought I'll just unplug it and see if it turns off. Well, no, it stayed on just fine. The battery definitely must have been replaced at some point, because this battery lasts forever. I mean, my girlfriend played Spider Solitaire on here for like an hour, and it still had a good, 30-40% left. It was unbelievable. And I thought, wow, this thing must have a newer battery put in it, and before it got cased up and not touched again. I'm guessing they upgraded the operating system battery, and then somebody gave them a new computer, or they went and got a new computer or something, because it runs like a champ. And I just can't believe I have I have a computer from this era with a battery that functions as good as it does. I just never would have guessed that. The last old computer I have, I think, was an old Toshiba, the one I mentioned in a story where I gave it away to a thrift store and having to move. Yeah, long story. I had to give it away to a thrift store. I just had too much stuff. I was moving. I had to downsize fast. It got lost in the bundle, and at the time it wasn't as important. I wish I wouldn't have. However, just to recap, the CD drive was basically shot, and there was no way I was going to put any money into this thing. But I think that was an old Toshiba, but that battery didn't last a wink. I mean, you didn't have it plugged in, nothing. And that's what I would expect. So kind of lucked out there on the battery front. All right, we've restarted. The John Deere icon's here. Let's give it a try. If we air out again here, I think we'll call it a day. Well, that's too bad. I don't know, but 1 for 3, I guess, on this one. So we got the route planner to run with no problem. I couldn't get Madden to run at all, and I think that's a disk error. Here, this installed 100%, but I got nothing. And maybe that's a Windows Me thing. Maybe that's, the fact that this computer's probably missing a lot of drivers. Maybe not. But either way, dang. Well, we tried. So stay tuned. There's going to be more videos. I got a whole bunch of software, like I said, to go through, so they'll be popping up pretty quick here. As for this one, we'll call it right here, you know, better down than out, I guess. So thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. If not, either way, thanks for joining me with this little test run here, and have a great day.